What is going on, people? TripleM back again with another video, and tonight we've got to talk about Manchester United as they get a massive 3-0 win at Old Trafford against Bournemouth. And honestly, some people will say it's just Bournemouth, so why does it matter that much? For me, it matters because Manchester United typically have struggled against small teams over the last 10 years. I remember the days under Oli when we used to play in the Europa League and we used to struggle against teams like Astana and AZ Alkmaar, right? Teams that people don't even know how to pronounce properly and teams that people don't even know which country they come from. We struggled to score goals and dominate games against those teams. Fast forward to where we are now under Erik ten Hag, a new manager who's only been here for just over 6 months, and we are actually dominating and controlling games like a big team should at home against Bournemouth, and that is a sign of progress. Now, in terms of individual performances, I'm not going to lie. Luke Shaw, for me, was man of the match. I know a lot of people will disagree and say it was Casemiro, and that's fine. This is just a personal opinion because I think Luke Shaw was immense. I mean, his involvement in the goal tonight was pretty amazing. He essentially orchestrated the build-up of the goal. He played a little 1-2 with Marcus Rashford on the halfway line, then proceeded to carry the ball all the way up until the edge of the Bournemouth box. He releases to Bruno Fernandes, who releases to Garnacho, and instead of just stopping there, Luke Shaw makes a very good run into the middle of the box. Garnacho comes out wide and plays a good pass across, and Luke Shaw with a delightful finish into the bottom left corner to seal the deal and make it 2-0 for Manchester United. That was a brilliant goal, but even beyond that, he was just magnificent tonight. We saw shades of the Luke Shaw that we all know he's capable of being, right? We saw this under Oli in the second season under Oli, I believe, where Luke Shaw was playing really, really well and he extended his form into the Euros for England, and he was just doing every single thing you want from a fullback. He was working extremely hard, going up and down that flank. Defensively, very great. In terms of positional awareness, very great. In terms of one-on-one defending, very great. And then on top of that, being so good technically going forward, being able to whip in a cross, being able to take a shot, being able to score goals, get assists, but more importantly, create chances and be involved in the build-up for his team. That is what you want from a modern fullback, and Luke Shaw is capable of delivering all of those things. Maybe not so much the goals and assists, but, you know, the other stuff that I mentioned. Anyways, Casemiro. A lot of people will say he was man of the match tonight, and you know what? I'm not going to argue with anyone who thinks Casemiro was man of the match because he was immense. He was immense. And I think a lot of people are finally starting to realize that Casemiro is such a well-rounded player. He's not just somebody who reads the game well. He's not just somebody who gets a lot of interceptions, but he's also a technician. He's capable of really being the guy who distributes the ball and sprays the ball into the final third for the attackers to receive. And today we saw that he's capable of scoring goals as well. I think he's got a couple of goals at Old Trafford this season. And on top of that, we've seen him hit the post multiple times. Early on in the game against Nottingham Forest, we saw him narrowly miss a header off a corner. So Casemiro is capable of scoring goals. He's capable of getting assists. He's capable of creating chances both on the edge of the box and from deep. He's also capable of progressing the ball up the field and being a part of the build-up play. He's also capable of being an incredible reader of the game defensively. He's capable of dictating the tempo of the game. He's capable of game management, right? Tactical fouls, making sure that when we are 3-0 up against a team like Bournemouth, we're not giving them an opportunity to come back into the game. We're playing the safe 5-yard passes and forcing them to chase shadows. Casemiro is good at all of that stuff, man, and people are finally starting to realize it. I think at Madrid, you didn't see it because he was playing next to Kroos and Modric. When you're playing next to Kroos and Modric, there's no need for you to play a 60-yard diag. There's no need for you to be a hero. Just give it to Kroos, give it to Modric. They're arguably two of the greatest midfielders that Real Madrid has had of that generation. So obviously you're not going to see his technical prowess. And this is the thing about football. It's a team game. When you play in a good team, sometimes your best attributes are masked and are sacrificed for the betterment of the team. And you are focused on one specific role because the coach has told you to do that specific role. And football fans will see you and think, oh, he's not that good at all these other things. When in reality, you are good at those things. You're just not doing them or showing them on a weekly basis because that's the instructions you've been given. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about Maguire and Lindelof because they were pretty solid as well tonight. And it's funny because when I saw the team sheet, I thought to myself, man, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer must be shedding a tear in his eye right now, and he must be really proud because his back four has been reborn. Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Maguire, and Lindelof. And honestly, they were pretty solid tonight, along with David De Gea. You could throw him in there. The back five tonight was pretty damn solid. De Gea, arguably man of the match for some people as well. I would personally give it to Shaw, alternatively to Casemiro, but I'm sure there's people out there who will be saying David De Gea deserves a high rating in terms of match rating because he made some really good saves today. I think he made a triple save as well, which is insane. Not a double save, a triple save. So yeah, man, tonight, there's a lot of positives about tonight's performance, and I could sit here and talk about a lot of individual performances, but really the big takeaway for me is how we played as a team and how we managed that game. Again, it wasn't a great start. The first 20 minutes, kind of dead. I think we only had one shot in the first 20 minutes. We were struggling to string passes together and really get into the game. But after Casemiro scored from a set piece, it was smooth sailing. And people will look at that and try twist it and say, well, we weren't that great in the first 20 minutes. We let them back into the game in the second half. Was it really that great? The thing is, we're scoring goals from set pieces. We're actually keeping clean sheets at home and sometimes away from home. And we're finally beating teams that we should be beating at Old Trafford. For me, that's a huge positive. That's something to be excited about as a Manchester United fan. Yes, there's issues off the field. Yes, there's long-term issues at the club. But in terms of the actual football itself, Erik ten Hag is cooking. Erik ten Hag is cooking, and he deserves some credit, in my humble opinion, based on the job he's done in such a short space of time. Anyways, it's been your boy TripleM. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Leave a like on the video if you want to support the channel, and subscribe if you are new. Peace.